Hi there. So for today's video, I want to talk about how I would kind of create a full drum kit, and then I would throw sounds onto it or try and make a track out of it. This is the drum kit, and I put a little melodic sound at the end. You have a listen. So it takes into account everything that we've been doing. I'm going to crank up the volume just a little bit. Yeah, basically. So that's the drum kit, and you can see here that it's got a lot of processing on it. Like I say, I use the same processing pretty much for everything. So the first thing is the transient on the snare. Standard transient, nothing special. Occasionally I do change that to a sine wave, but in this case I've distorted it using like a sine to square. See here. And it just means that I don't have to use the distortion. Yeah, I got that from Artifact actually. But yeah, you can change the tone, I guess. Snare, just without it. So you can see it really makes a difference. If it wasn't on, it would sound like this together. It's got that kind of whack to it. It's just limited. In terms of EQ, it's going for a bus. So this goes into, if I turn off all the effects, you can see it's just a standard click. It's got my saturator on it. I don't believe this is doing anything. No. Don't believe that's actually working, but I keep it on there just in case because I like using alloy to kind of control things. Camel fat, 7%, 0, 0, and 0. Bit of a hello room, and my side EQ, so that gets rid of anything. So anything below this mark here is mono, I guess, or there's no width. And then goes into reverb. That's for the whole kind of like drum. And another EQ. This is kind of like the reverb room, so that will go on all the drums except I believe the kick. Okay, there's a bit of kick going in there, but it's been EQ'd, so there's no bottom, or else it would sound like that, a bit boxy. Bit of envelope, a bit of control, bit of trash. I guess it's limiting again. And a limiter, so I've used a lot of limiters. You can see what's going into what. I have the name channels here. I think this is a sample. It's just one of my samples, and it creates that kind of like occasional sound that comes in. If you take it out, it doesn't really sound good. Sounds a bit boring if you add it together. And that is one of my drum samples, I believe, that I made. It sounds like this. Bit of trash. High pass filter in. I think I had a filter on it. oh shit, frequency shifter, lossless, transient shaper. About the processing, it sounds like this. Let's bring everything back to where they were. You can't really hear it, but with this, just a break. I think that's hi-hat break. Yeah. That could do with like a bit of EQ, to be honest. Just get rid of some of that bottom. Split up. Over here is hi-hat loop, air can, high pass. That's it really. And I have these little snare reinforcers, I guess. Kick reinforcers. But I had it initially on the snare, but then I thought it just sounded a bit off. And once again, this is my sample that I made. You can hear it like this. I don't believe there's any processing on it. I don't think it's going through any groups or anything. I think it just comes out. Yeah, it just comes out through the stereo. I would normally add a filter on it, but where it's such a quick hit, there's no point, but I would normally do that. So that was that. Hats over here. These are Superior Drummer hi-hats. Bit of envelope shaping. Hit variation is off. For the snare, I've laid it. Dramatic. Bit of EQ. Convolution. Bit of white noise. And I've got this. I don't know what it does. I think it's like some kind of reverb type unit. Addictive drums layer. Just standard. No bit of room. Overhead mic, I guess. Cut it. Pitched it. Turn off alts. White noise. Transient shaping. Bit of EQ. This Glossfus. I believe Glossfus just gets rid of the high end. Just levels it out so it's not so high, not so harsh. And together. I mean, I can change this because of the way the reverb is acting on it. If I was to see, it doesn't sound as good, but I like that because it kind of creates some space. Yeah, so that's just an example of like my drum kit. Not really sure what else to say really, because it's just like a standard kit. You've seen me use the same plugins over and over again. Oh, well, didn't think that was actually working, but it's just a demo. It's a compressor. Don't think it really does much. Maybe it does. I can't really hear it. Yeah. And this is like another group that I'm using. Snare group, I guess. Of the processing. So it's just reinforcing it, it makes it louder, I guess, and it squishes it together. Over here, I've shown that already. Addictive drums, I've shown that already, and that's it really. On the transient, I've added a bit of limiting. Normally, to be honest, I would want to distort this. I like distorting transients because it kind of makes the drums more full. So that's nice to me. I guess you would have to kind of play around with that within the mix if you had other sounds. It sounds good like that, but by itself, it sounds really distorted. So yeah, that's an example of a drum kit made. If I was to bounce it, where's the out? See how I've called things: group 1, snare, hats and snares, last drums group, okay, a bit of room, and then last drums. So let's add, let me record this out, pull input, and then record it. And there we go. So drums. And I will just bounce this out. Basically, maybe reinforce a couple of these hits using a transient shaper. Depending on how I was going to mix the drums. But yeah, that's a little quick video on my drums. I'll go into more detail. It's quite late and I just want to put something up today, so yeah, I will play it back with the sound. Maybe I'll check out some of these samples from this sample pack which I dislike. Nah, I won't do that. So yeah, here's the drums. Bye-bye.